Hi, this is Bird from Bird's SVGs, and in this video I'll be showing you how I put the Celtic Cross card together, and this is from the Celtic Charm SVG card collection. I'm going to start with the card base first of all. I've got these two pieces to add to the inside. First of all, we have this liner piece, which is pattern paper, which lines the whole of the inside area of the card, and then I have a shaped white piece which is hidden behind the front panel of the card, and that's where you write the message to your recipient. So this pattern paper piece, I just need to make sure that the border is fairly even all the way around all four edges, but on this white piece I'm just looking at the top, bottom and the left side to make sure that the border is even, and then it will be hidden nicely behind the front panel. Okay, so I'm going to be moving to the front of my card. I have another pattern paper piece to go on the front of my card. And this particular design for this Celtic cross, it was inspired by a cross that is currently standing in St Ives in Cornwall. Being Cornish myself, I had to have a Cornish Celtic cross in there. Okay, so I'm adding this piece, just making sure it's central and it has an even border around. And then I can move on to my cross. As with all the front elements in this collection, the front piece is quite detailed. But having said that, you don't have to add glue to every little detail here, as long as you have it around the outside edge all the way around and a few dabs in the middle, it will be enough to hold it in place. If there's any pieces that seem to be gaping away from the card once you put it into place, you can always try and slide some glue underneath with a spatula or just on a piece of card. I find if you try and pull any pieces up with your fingernails and try and get glue under there, then you crease the card and it never really looks right. So if you slide something underneath any of these pieces, if they seem to be lifting or gaping, and then you can just get a little bit of glue on the back of them. Okay, so I'm using these the outside edge to line these pieces up because it should match perfectly. But if it's slightly offset, I really think it adds to it. And when I'm happy that I have this lined up, I'm adding some 3D foam pads onto the back. And just removing the liner from the 3D foam pads. And I have another blue liner piece, which I'm going to stick this on top of. And then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add some more 3D foam pads on the back. Once I'm happy that I've actually got that central. So I've got two layers of dimension on the front of this card, but I think it, it adds to the card. Whenever you can add some dimension, whether you're using 3D, silicone glue gel or 3D glue dots, whatever your dimensional adhesive is. Okay, so when I'm putting this piece into place, you need to follow the right hand edge at the front of the card. I'm not quite happy with the positioning there. But if you follow that edge, and then you'll find that the bottom is actually square to the bottom of the card. Okay, so that's the card finished. You can see the dimension there from the extra layer of 3D foam pads. Moving on to the envelope. This envelope has the Celtic knotwork on the flap of the envelope. So I'm just closing the envelope up. I did find folding over the top edge, I was trying to figure out what was the best way to fold it. But I do recommend having the detailed layer area down and folding the non-detailed area over it. It was a little bit tricky trying to do it the other way around. Okay, so I just need to add a little bit of glue onto these side tabs. Then I can fold the bottom of my envelope upwards, trying to make sure that my sides are lined up. And then I can add my liner. If you're nervous about sending an envelope through the post, if you're not hand delivering your card and you want to send it through the post, there is a folder of plain envelopes within your download. So those are there if you need them. Okay, I'm sliding the liner into my card. I got caught on one of the tabs there for a moment. I'm just making sure that it's central. And then I'm going to bring that flap up of the liner and make sure that I've got a border that I'm happy with. And then I'm holding it in place while I fold it back down again, and then I can add some glue, this time inside the flap of the envelope. Normally I would say add it to the liner, but in this case you could easily get it to squish through all the holes. So make sure that you haven't got any too close to the edge, and then you can add it in between your detail, and then fold it back up, and you have that nice even border. Just putting some pressure there for a moment to let the glue take hold. And then I'm making sure that that flap folds over nicely. And then I'll put my card in my envelope. Just making sure not to catch it on the extra dimension, and it fits perfectly. And I hope your recipient enjoys their card.